While Akin and I have traveled far and learned a lot, we have never forgotten our home, where we come from, or how important it is to give back. Tonight's next honoree is a lot like us. Dorothe Gizenga grew up in Africa and later moved to Canada. But she continues to work tirelessly to improve the lives of people in artisanal mining communities in Sierra Leone, the Democratic Republic of Congo, and other parts of Africa. As the executive director of the Diamond Development Initiative, Dorothe's commitment to teaching sustainable practices not only impacts the environment, but also the livelihoods, the health, the education, and the futures of the many artisanal miners and their families that she and the DDI work with. Dorothe's unwavering commitment to these communities shows that the best way to halt conflict is by bringing development and creating sustainability.
I've always been a person that wanted to make a difference in people's lives. So I've always had this compassionate streak, always wanting to be doing something big, something that will make a difference. When the Kimberley process came on board, being a regulatory mechanism, it did not address the development issues. And so that's why we created DDI, to address the issues that Kimberley process didn't cover. We go beyond the regulation, we deal with development, and we are changing, transforming people's lives at the same time as transforming the economies of the countries where those people live. Our main objective is to transform the artisanal mining sector into a viable economic activity and to upgrade the way artisanal miners mine, but also change the conditions of their lives. And so, retiring children from the mines, registering, formalizing the miners, giving them educational tools, knowing the price of the diamond, all of that will allow them to have better pricing, more monies for themselves, to send their children to school, etc.
I've known Dorothe for over 10 years, and I've always been so inspired by both the passion that Dorothe has for her job and for the incredible good works that the Diamond Development Initiatives to help the condition of miners. Dorothe epitomizes what it means to champion sustainable practices.
In many of African countries, government is expecting that the miners will follow the law and come and register. But for many of those miners, just the trip to the government office represents expenditure. And so many of them do not register, not because they are criminals, but simply because they cannot put their resources into legalizing themselves. So we've created a system where we actually go towards mining communities, we uncover them. So once we gained their trust, we conducted needs assessment. And we asked them, what is important to you? What would you like to see happening? Overwhelmingly, their response was that they wanted education for their children. We have right now 4 mobile schools, with 6 more coming on board by different funders. The community believes in the program, and we've given them what they asked for. And that builds more trust and builds more hope for change. The question of sustainability of those schools is a big question. I am not sure that DDI alone can do that. I am actually very sure we cannot do it alone. And that's why it's very important that we join forces with many. It's important to tell the stories where diamonds can be viewed as an engine for development so that the public that is critical can be part of the solution. We cannot change everything overnight, but be part of the solution with us, and we'll make that journey together. And that's this, the storytelling is about that, is inviting people to be part of the journey.
We are delighted and honored to present the Diamonds Do Good Award for Sustainable Practices to Ms. Dorothe Gizenga.
It is a great honor for me to be receiving this Sustainable Practice Award. The honor is shared by my organization, DDI, and my family. This award is a recognition of the many hours, days, months, and years spent caring enough to learn about, studying, getting to understand, consulting with miners and others, designing and implementing solutions for the artisanal mining sector. It started with the people who conceived the organizations way back in 2005 and who had enough vision and belief to join the organization and shape it. And so I share this award with my past and current board members, and among us tonight are Stefan Fischler, the Vice Chair of DDI, and the President of the Antwerp World Diamond Center, somewhere here in the room. Andrew Bond, Executive Director of the Responsible Jewelry Council, somewhere here in the room. And John Hall, former Rio Tinto Diamonds Director and presently a consultant and Director for Sustainable Solutions. I also share this award with my past and current colleagues, and among us today is Ainsley Butler, Program Director for Sierra Leone, and Mark Buchanan, Communications Manager. The recognition is also merited by the supporters and funders of DDI, without whom none of the sustainable practices would be possible. To me, this award is a testimony of my passion for making a positive difference in the lives of people who live with aspirations for great and small changes, and that despite their vulnerable, less privileged, or disadvantaged circumstances. I can live my passion and work thanks to my personal support circle of family and friends. Today, they are represented by Margaret Kabamba, my cousin who came all the way from my native land, DRC, representing the family, my son Andre, and his fiancée, Segan Woldai. Thank you to all of you. It is important to remember that neither me nor DDI are the only ones pursuing such noble causes. We have, excuse me 1 second, we have the privilege to be known to the Diamond Empowerment Fund and therefore to receive such recognition. And so I would like to thank the Diamond Empowerment Fund to have created the awards in different categories, allowing for our work to be known, and I have no doubts inspiring others across the globe to make a difference. The award title is Diamonds Do Good, and they indeed do, as illustrated by impact of our collective endeavors from providing employment, formal and informal, to education, to creating revenues, and generally creating space for social and economic change. Thank you.